Alright folks, I'm excited. Vehicle buffs on the common test for patch 1.20. It wasn't in the first iteration, but I'll take it. I mean, the more stuff you'll give me, I'll take. But buffs to the AMX Centurion and the 𝙄𝙩𝙚𝙧 Panzerwagon, so very nice. T57 Heavy gets a buff. Rhinoceronte gets a buff, not DPM though. I mean, it is the upcoming Battle Pass Season 10 vehicle, but we already talked a lot about that. Improvements to tier 6 and 7s. Nice. Comet doesn't need a buff. It already has like 2500 DPM. I mean, penetration could use one, but still, it's pretty good. Uh-oh. Projecto 65, E3, and obviously AMX M4 54 gets a nerf. Oh no. Why the E3? E3 has been static all these years for like 5, 6, 7 years. It's still okay. I mean, why are you nerfing the E3? That's stupid. I mean, the projectos are debatable. I understand, as well as the AMX M4s. But why the E3? Also, this is like the third or second time at least AMX M4 1954 gets a nerf. They're also nerfing the predecessors at tier 9 and tier 8. You're nerfing the AMX 65T? That's stupid. Alright, let's take a look at the actual patch notes, because this is ridiculous. Alright, Russian T43 at tier 7. Small buff. Dispersion gets buffed, but that's practically it. A44. Aim time, dispersion, so better gun performance. Still like a small buff. It wasn't that dramatic, I think. Spielpanzer 1C, SP1C. Dispersion again, reload time. I mean, 1.5 seconds shaved is pretty dramatic, but I don't know. It's supposed to be focusing on light tank aspects like view range or mobility, but or camo. Alright, HWK12, dispersion, small buff again. 𝙄𝙧𝙧 Panzerwagon, dispersion, better accuracy. Traverse, dispersion, reload time gets 1 second buff. Aim time gets a little bit better. You don't need aim time buff. Aim time is already pretty quick, but DPM gets a little bit better. If it's down to 7 seconds, it's actually a medium tank, but it's still a light tank. They did not buff the camo or the mobility or even the size of the vehicle. The size of it is still like a freaking medium tank without armor. The Porsche Tiger, it's Porsche. Alright, fine. Dispersion, reload time for the 88mm L71. They did not change it to the same as the Tiger 1 in terms of penetration. That was way back then when Tiger 1 gets buffed, but buffed the newer term, the newer turret. Armor, ooh. Change vehicle durability, so a little bit more health, but let's take a look at the armor, because I'm interested. I mean, you're still having a gigantic cupola on top, and that's a primary weak spot. Yeah, it's still the weak spot. But cheeks of the turret is now 210 effective compared to originally like 150. Yeah, there are strips of 140 right here. So, yeah, I mean, don't shoot the sides, obviously. Don't shoot around the gun. Around the gun is 320. Don't shoot the upper plate. Shoot the cheeks of the hull and the lower plate or the commander cupola, but hold on, let me switch to tanks.gg. We can go look at the Tiger 1 Porsche. So Porsche Tiger is right here. I mean, yeah, 160-ish originally. The mantlet wasn't that good on the original Porsche, so they buffed the mantlet slightly underneath the armor, but yeah, there are a few parts that are only 190, 160-ish, so not the greatest of a mantlet front, but now it's about 210 to 300. So better mantlet, but it still has the old penetration for the L71, the 88mm, about 200 millimeters of pin, And that's not changed from... Wait, I thought this thing had more... Oh, more alpha. Sorry, I thought it was more pin. The fuck? Alright, 280 alpha on the Tiger 1 compared to 240 on the Porsche Tiger. So, it's the same gun. It's the same shell. Why does it get less alpha? So, definitely less DPM for the Porsche Tiger compared to the regular Tiger. But, small details, I guess. Alright. Doom Turtle gets a nerf to DPM, gets a nerf to aim time, and view range. Oh my word! Why? Is it performing that good? That is insane. I mean, it is a common test. It's not final, but Jesus! It's blind now. Why nerfing the Doom Turtle? I mean, I know you're nerfing the E3 for some unholy reason, but why nerf the Doom Turtle? Why? I mean, 20 meters of view range nerf is shaving this down to 400 with a crew and optics. That sucks. You need all the view range you can get. Why nerf the Doom Turtle? And nerfing the E3? DPM, aim time, view range, health. Why? Is it performing that good? I don't get it. I mean, you can shoot the lower plate, you can shoot the sides. I don't know. T57 Heavy gets a better accuracy, better aim time, better reverse speed, but still has good DPM at the cost of not having armor. Not really. Unless they don't know where the hell to shoot. But ARL V39, the tank destroyer, DPM gets buffed. 1.5 seconds, that's good. Top speed gets buffed. Alright. AMX 65T gets a dispersion nerf. Why? It's already sucked. It's not as good as the M4 series, but Alright, aim time on the tier 9 version gets nerfed, as well as dispersion. Tier 10 gets nerfed with dispersion and top speed. Nerfing the top speed even more. Wait, wasn't it already like 35? They changed it to freaking 40 to 35. I don't know. I mean, it is performing good, I guess. Especially with trying to shoot the commander hatch. Commander cupola is pretty difficult if it's just being squirrely about it, but it's a huge vehicle though. Oh, that's a frontline version. What the hell am I talking about? This is the tier 10 version. I'm stupid. Alright, dispersion gets... accuracy gets nerfed. Dispersion gets nerfed. DPM gets nerfed. Aim time gets nerfed. Alright, so this already has the top speed nerf, right? Yeah, it already has a top speed nerf. I was thinking the wrong vehicle. Yeah, the second one gets nerfed for tier 9. That's unfortunate. Well, as expected. I mean, it's outperforming its competitors or its predecessors or contemporaries. But Comet gets a dispersion buff. Alright, I mean, fine. Small buff. I thought it was like top speed or something, but Centurion gets dispersion buff. Can I get a better upper plate? Nah, I cannot. It's only at tier 8 for the Mark 1. Alright, dispersion again for tier 9, which is not bad because it is no patent tank. You have to sit there and actually aim and wait a little bit. But Action X Centurion gets dispersion buff, reload buff, top speed buff. It needs a turret buff. It needs an armor buff on the turret. It's not that competitive of a medium tank, especially compared to a patent. So yeah, armor on the turret needs a buff. So you can just shoot here with gold shell, you'll pin. You don't even need to shoot gold shell. About 250, 270-ish millimeters right here will sometimes pin. Not the most strongest of turrets, but you get better DPM. Oh! Oh, better DPM is always nice. Accuracy, so this will likely become a substitute for Leopard 1s, but a little bit slower. It's not as fast as a Leopard 1, so you only go up to 60 with a turbocharger. You could go a little bit It could go a little bit faster than the original Centurions at about 40 kilometers per hour top speed. That was the original stat, but it's no Leopard 1. It's still good enough. I mean, any buffs I'll take for the Action X, but it's no Leopard 1. It still has some armor, so it's like a middle line between the Leopard 1 and the Patent. Alright, IKV 90 Type B, the tier 7. Accuracy is dramatic. That's good. Aim time's a little bit better. Oh, alright. Italian Leopard prototype gets a nerf to dispersion. What? Okay, fine. Understandable. I guess. Dispersion for the tier 10 version. Thickness on the frontal hull armor. Reverse speed from 23 to 20. The projectile gets an armor nerf on the upper plate. Alright, let's see. Italian, medium tanks. Really? Upper plate wasn't... I mean, the turret was surprisingly troll-ish. Not the upper plate. I mean, upper plate is now 40! Since when? 40? Lower plate is 60. Oh my word. Turret front is 120. I mean, it's surprisingly troll-ish on some spots, but 40 on the upper plate? There's no way it was 40 originally. No way in hell. What? 40? Alright, let's see. Originally it was 50. I mean, 50 at that angle is about 120 compared to 40 at that angle, which is about 60. 40? You serious? It is a well-sloped upper plate, but... Oh my word. You see the dramatic difference of 10mm effective, or 10mm changing the effective armor value from like 60 to 120. It is surprisingly bouncy or trollish, I guess, but now it's 40, so... Yeah, you're not overmatching any more high caliber guns with that armor angle. Oof. Oh. Alright, reverse speed also gets slightly nerfed. Better turret armor for the Rhinoceronte. Better, not better DPM though. Yeah, you need better DPM. But then again, it has the Mohawk on top, the small little weak spot. Shell velocity of the gold shell. And reverse speed gets a little bit better, but let's take a look at the Rhinoceronte. But buffing the turret armor. Does it buff the Mohawk on top? They removed the Mohawk! Oh no, they didn't. It's just the same color. I'm colorblind. It's still there, but it's yellow compared to the yellow camo, so I didn't notice. It's still 170, but yeah, it's about 300mm effective now. I mean, originally you can shoot the periscopes, like right here. This is a little bit flatter originally, but now it's practically uniform. Upper plate, yeah, about 220, but don't shoot the cheeks. Don't shoot the sides of the support rollers on your wheels. I mean, you still have the weak spot, but it's a small target. I mean, it's still better on the original cheeks of the vehicle. Let's see. Originally for the Rhinoceronte. DPM still garbage though, so no question about that. But originally it's 270 to some strips of 200. And yeah, it's kind of weird shape. Yeah, you can still shoot the Mohawk on top, but yeah, it's only 270-ish. And there are some areas that are 200, like the base of the turret. I mean, it's auto bounce now, 52, compared to still 52. Huh. They say it's ricochet, but they show it as green. I mean, it's 290 now, so a little bit more thick compared to 270 effective. Yeah, they buffed the turret armor by 20mm, which is not bad, but I wish they buffed the DPM of this thing. DPM is not great. Yeah, it's sub 2000 DPM. I mean, it's not F16, F3, or F16, 116, F3 levels of armor. It's not that Chinese reward tier 10, so you have a weak spot on top of your turret. But then again, that vehicle also has a weak spot on top of the turret, so I don't know. Alright. Fix issue of improvements, show resisting equipment service for bonds. Oh yeah, we mentioned that, or I think I mentioned that, but for now, there's a new bond equipment. So improve shell resistance, which is better hardening. So let's go to this thing. So you get better internal, not that one. So this one. So this one will give you better or less penalty loss, 70% to damage ammo rack and damaged engine, but it's mostly about the ammo rack. And with the experimental equipment on tier 3, let's do tier 3. And this one gives you 50% to damage ammo rack penalty. So together you have 120% negative penalty lost from damage ammo rack. So you get a 20% boost to your ammo rack or your reload speed. But at that point, you probably don't have a damage ammo rack. You have 1,300 health, which is like what, 5 times than the normal. So at that point, you already have a butt ton of health for your ammo rack. You'll never get damage ammo rack out of this one. So you'll never utilize the 120% negativity from penalty loss with your ammo rack at that point. So yeah, might as well just put a rammer or something else, right? It's just redundant for a situational buff that never happens. So small details. Alright, let's quickly go over the pictures and then we'll be done. So this is the 𝙄𝙩𝙚 number 3 at tier 10. We already mentioned this. Doesn't look like the 𝙄𝙩𝙚. It's actually, or 𝙄𝙩𝙚 type 3. It's actually the 𝙄𝙩𝙚 type 2. And it's okay. I mean, it's not 𝙄𝙩𝙚𝙧, but okay, fine, whatever. This is the recent light tank for the Germans. I thought it was going to replace the 𝙄𝙗𝙯 Panzerwagen until we saw the buff to the 𝙄𝙗𝙯 Panzerwagen. So this is a special tier 10 again, but I don't know how I feel about light tanks given out as rewards. They're not as, you know, appeasing to the crowd. Usually you want a tier 10 medium tank, heavy tank, or even a tank destroyer, but yeah, okay. Also, this picture. Oh no. So if you go back to the garage, they did mention Battle Pass was back. And it is for obviously the Rinoceronte, the Mouse, and the UDES 1516. But this picture, the BZ 58-2 without the rocket booster at tier 9, or the not as good German S tank. These two are the ones for tokens for this year. Come on, this is a stolen Polish turret. Stolen Polish turret of a gun, or of a turret, but it's not special like the auto reloader T55 or T54. Where the hell is that thing? Already covered this vehicle on the channel. There's nothing new, yada yada. Already mentioned a lot. Already mentioned a lot about the German S tank, which is not as good as obviously the Swedish counterparts, but yeah, it's a stolen Polish turret from the 50 TP, or yeah, it's for the 50 TP at tier 9. It's the same hull as the tier 7 though. So we already talked a lot about this vehicle. We already talked a lot about the German S tank. Yeah, these are this year's token tanks. Alright, so we'll go into more detail once the details comes out, but okay, I mean, it's a desert theme, we already know, yada yada. Yep, it's a Swedish chick, Hank from Breaking Bad, and your local drug dealer, your crack smuggler. Alright, for the Rinoceronte. That guy looks disheveled as shit. Alright, fine, whatever. You're judging people based on a picture. Okay, already know these vehicles, already talked about the skins, funny enough. So watch the last video, but desert theme. Well, there you go, folks. Not a quick video, but a video on the buffs and some of the HD pictures. I'm disappointed in this year's choice of tier 9s for Battle Pass. These two are just whatever. I mean, then again, what do you expect from the Lorraine 50T and the Cobra? The Cobra is a very special niche, but there are so many other vehicles to choose from, like what I mentioned, the auto reloader T54, the Object 590. What can we have this, right? What can we have the... Well, it's Russian. We cannot have Russian nowadays because of the political setback. But there's this thing, the oscillating autoloader for the Russians. These two have been collecting dust for about 3+ years now, maybe 4 even. So disappointed, but I'm happy to see the Centurion Action X getting a buff, as well as the Romtail Panzerwagen. But there you go, folks. Some of the buffs, some of the pictures on the comment test. So as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.